Let's talk about how the superior Spider-Man came to be. At the start of this story, Otto Octavius is asking for Peter Parker on his deathbed. Switching over to Peter, it just looks like any normal kind of day. Taking out the supervillain, saving the day, all that jazz. But after defeating the villain, he kind of treats the cops like they're beneath him, and there's something a little different about him. And when he arrives to his apartment, he talks about the people in his life like he's never really met them before. Later on, Peter ends up meeting up with MJ, and he declares his love for her immediately, but then kind of flirts with the girls nearby. We then switch over to Aunt May's physical therapy session with everybody watching over her, but then Peter gets a call from the Avengers. Once Peter meets up with the Avengers, they all tell him that Doc Ock has been asking for him all day. So Peter enters the room ready to talk to Doc Ock. But then the cards are laid flat on the table, and Peter is revealed to be Otto Octavius, and Otto Octavius is revealed to be Peter. And to make things even worse, Otto Octavius begins to mock Peter inside of his body, saying that he's going to die in that shriveled body in hours. Peter, hearing this, immediately starts to go into cardiac arrest, and Otto Octavius just leaves with the Avengers. Later on, Peter is saved and given time to think, and also time to panic, because now all of his loved ones are in danger. But while panicking, Peter begins to see flashes of Otto Octavius' memories, and he finds out how their bodies switched. And with Peter having all of Otto's memories, he figures out that there's a tiny little robot somewhere in New York that he could actually control. So he commands the robot to get into contact with any supervillain nearby, offering them a job that's worth $6 million. Time passes and the villain Trapster blows a hole inside of Peter's cell, breaking him out. And after escaping the prison, Peter begins to tell Scorpion, Hydro Man, and the Trapster that if they want to get paid for this job, they have to get Spider-Man alive. And keep in mind, Peter only has 11 hours left to live. Like for part 2.